This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
Going to learn a lot today. And this is in line with what is trending right now. A lot of us are gravitating toward injectables for weight loss, GLP-1s, semaglutides, all of that. Well, along with that are other treatments you can do to enhance the way you look in line with the loss of weight. We're going to dig into that today. And she is somebody that offers many of these therapies at her center, which is located in Florida, Thorpe Chiropractic and Wellness. Yes, it started with chiropractic treatments and then blossomed into so many other modalities and treatments and therapies. Digging in today with Lorraine Thorpe, back on the program. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Real good. And it's like every week I hear from another friend, I just got my shipment, GLP. One,
Yeah,
I'm ready to go. All good. And you offer that as well, correct?
we do. We do. We have a nurse practitioner that does medical weight loss, and it's people do really well. Not just on the weight loss side of it. It changes people's lives because tirzepatide and semaglutide work really well at reducing inflammation. So when people have joint pains and
Oh,
gut issues, it tends to eliminate a lot of those issues. They're actually starting to use these shots as well for different things that are involving the brain, right? Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. They're starting to use the anti-inflammatory properties of these to treat those diseases, those ailments. So it's pretty cool stuff.
see, I had no idea that it addressed those as well. I know it first
It
started
does.
as a diabetes treatment, right?
Right. Yes. Yep.
Mm. So before we go into some of the other therapies, let's look at GLP-1, that class of medication that
Okay.
is being used widespread for weight loss, and what happens with that. And then how about we seg from that into the other therapies you offer to support that and more?
Okay. So GLP-1s, they're a peptide. They, the popular ones that everybody gets into are Ozempic and Mounjaro, and then the semaglutide or tirzepatide. What they do is they spike your insulin, so they your body thinks it's full, and it gets full quicker. And another thing that it does that's really pretty incredible is it shuts off that food noise, so you're not always hungry. So your brain doesn't think, oh my gosh, I'm hungry right now again, or and those kinds of things that are habitual. It shuts it off, so you can't really um, eat as much. You just don't feel that hunger pang. And because it is used with diabetics, so it does affect your pancreas. So another thing that they're using these weight loss drugs for is chronic alcoholism, because when you are, stimulating that uh, insulin production, your pancreas won't tolerate alcohol well either. So they're finding that people can't drink as much. So there's a lot of really
Wow.
good, yeah. There's a lot, there's lot of really good anti-inflammatory properties. So it's being used all over for a lot of different things nowadays, and people are finding great success. And there are people that stay on them forever at low doses, even if they're not diabetic.
Wow. Huh?
Yeah,
Wasn't aware of that. Okay.
yeah, it's pretty
So
cool.
that being said, what are some of the other therapies that we can look at that can support, the goal of looking better and then after using meds like that to lose weight?
So what we have, so if you're any rapid weight loss, right? And it does happen pretty quickly when you're on these meds. So because there are people that could lose 5 to 10 pounds a week, which is pretty rapid, right? even at low doses, because sometimes they just have a lot of weight to lose, right? But any rapid weight loss, a lot of what you're going to be losing is muscle, right? Because your body's just going to start eating away at its muscle for energy. So there are a couple of things that we like to combine the GLP-1s with, and one of them is for your face, because when you lose muscle in your face, I'm in my mid 50s, so I've already, losing muscle in my face. Our muscles start to atrophy, which so we start to lose them, and our muscles also get longer. They elongate and they atrophy, right? And even our skull changes. Our orbits get bigger as we age, so there are a lot of changes that happen regardless, just because we age. But with the GLP-1s, we are noticing that with that rapid weight loss, do see, muscle loss, right? And that is a problem in a lot of ways, because yeah, because
I
it
had no
messes
idea.
with,
I'm like,
yeah,
all right, maybe to assume you might lose a little bit of muscle, but didn't even think about it in the face. Like, wow.
yes, yeah, absolutely, yeah,
Hmm.
depending on how quickly people are losing weight, a majority of it could be muscle loss, right? So that's definitely not a good thing, and that's in those cases, right? If for somebody who doesn't really clean up their diet, which is really important, because you don't get hungry, but if you eat Twinkies all day, you're definitely going to, if you get off the meds, you'll definitely put the weight back on and then some, right? You need to get active, you need to change your lifestyle in order to maintain. So just like any other diet, if you don't learn how to maintain, you'll end up putting the weight all back on, right? And you don't want that. You definitely don't, because that's not good for your body. So, and if you're losing muscle, you're also losing your ability to burn fat, because muscle burns more energy than fat does, right? So the way we combat this is we do combination therapies. So with the GLP-1s, we like to couple those weight loss shots with the M Sculpt Neo, which is our muscle building fat burning device. It's a combination of high FEM, so high intensity focused magnetic energy, which creates super maximal contractions, 20,000 super maximal contractions in every treatment. So we've seen by doing body comp analysis that people are actually gaining muscle in on their journey um, towards weight loss with the GLP-1. So that's really wonderful. But then for the face, because you lose muscle in your face, and you lose girth, and it just makes us look old and hangy, and that's not what we want either. So we have another device we like to combine with the GLP-1s, and it's called M-Face. It's actually the number one non-invasive facial aesthetic device in the country right now. So what that does, similar to the M-Sculpt Neo, it actually stimulates the neurons to specific muscles, causing them to shorten and build. So it's like getting a workout for your face. So we're seeing really nice changes, and people are able to keep the muscle in their face, and you know that's where the fillers come in. People fill those areas, especially as we age, because we do lose muscle mass naturally. But then combine that with the weight loss meds, and you're really trimming up your face.
This is a wake up here because
Mm,
we'll see people lose weight, and obviously the face looks different. I'm going to say this.
right.
Sometimes people look a little older when they lose weight. It's great that they're slimming down, but as you get older, you can have that, kind of like, I don't even know the best description, but just they look a little withdrawn in their face. I
Right.
never even thought that maybe that was muscle loss. I just thought it was, the weight is off them. And, invariably the skin is going to look different. Same thing in your arm. If you lose a lot of weight, you're going to have a lot of loose skin in other parts of
Right.
your body. So I figured, all right, that's part of the face there. Never even considered that there is muscle loss involved in the weight loss, where you're going to see it, especially in the
Right.
face.
Yeah, absolutely. And with the Neo for the body and the M face for the face, both of those devices are combined with radio frequency, so it does help tighten the skin at the same time, which is really great. Yeah.
Mm, wow.
So
Can we look
mm,
at the M Sculpt? I've heard that name before, M Sculpt Neo. I had sort of had an idea of it, but I want to just go back what you said. Is that the equivalent, let's say in the belly area, to doing, you know, lots of reps, in terms of sit-ups and, core work, whatever it might be? Is it simulating the results of that?
oh, it's beyond anything you can do working out. So um the M Sculpt Neo in 4 30-minute sessions is like doing 6 weeks of HIIT classes. You're literally using 100% of the muscle fibers in that area when you do the treatment, and you're contracting at a 90 to 100% contraction. And if you're a power lifter, you're going to use 60 to 70% of your muscle fibers. This is 90 to 100% of your muscle fiber use, and it's 20,000 contractions each time. So it's there's no possible way you could achieve the same thing working out. It's not possible. So
Wow. It's so
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
That is pretty wild. However,
Oh, it's amazing.
you,
Yeah.
you got to get rid of the excess skin and fat in front of those muscles, I would imagine. Otherwise, you're not going to see the muscle results that you're looking for.
Right, right. But so along with the M Sculpt Neo, is two technologies. It's the high FEM, which is the high intensity focused electromagnetic energy. It penetrates about 8 centimeters and cause these contractions, but it also has another combined device, which is radio frequency. So on average, in a series, we see a 25% increase in muscle mass in whatever area you do it in, and a 30% reduction in fat in that area.
Oh,
It's, yeah. So that's on average. So people are shedding fat and building muscle. There is no device on the market that does what this machine does.
wow. Where can you use it? Obviously, the belly area.
The belly,
No surprise.
yeah, we do the biceps, triceps. So if you get that hangy skin and you're losing muscle, we build that back up. We do the quads, the hamstrings, the inner outer thigh, the calves, the
Wow.
glutes. Yeah, it's amazing. And also there's a whole nother side to the M Sculpt Neo. We there's a whole functional side of it. So we're even using it for knees and shoulders and torn muscles, tendinopathies, tendinitis, frozen shoulder, carpal
Wow.
tunnel. Yeah, yes,
Amazing.
yeah,
Um,
it's amazing.
are there side effects? Is there any discomfort? What are you feeling? Yeah, just let's go through all that.
Okay, so the only side effect is sometimes if you're not hydrated, you might feel sore like you worked out, but it actually has a lactic acid flush in the treatment. So typically people aren't too bad unless they either are really dehydrated or they go to the gym afterwards and crank it out. Then they're going to be sore a little. But I've never had anybody super duper sore after.
Hmm. What does it feel like?
Oh, it feels like you're contracting. And if
Does it
you do the
really?
glutes, oh my gosh, yeah. If for someone my size, I'm not a big person. And if I, when I've done my abs, because of it penetrates so far, it will actually force my legs to come up because it is so incredible. I did my abs 4 years ago, and I only did the 4 treatments, and I've never ever had to do it again. It's amazing. And I have 2 kids, that little pooch that tends to never go away. It's gone, it's never come back. It's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing. And when the glutes are incredible to watch because it's like twerking times 1,000.
My
It's
gosh.
unbelievable. Yeah. And you'll see the muscles contracting. It's wild. Yep.
So let's look at, all right, we're gonna do the belly area. We're gonna do one
Okay.
session. We're just gonna focus on that.
Okay.
How long is that session?
30 minutes.
Okay. All right. And during that, you're actually feeling contractions, maybe
Oh,
not.
yeah.
Yeah, all right. That's so cool.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's really cool. We have several uh, IFBB Pro women bodybuilders in their masters series. I don't really know if I'm saying that correctly, but they who build their glutes because remember the muscles elongate and atrophy as we age. So gravity kicks in. So we're causing these contractions in their glutes so we can pick that butt back up. It's amazing. Yep.
Amazing. You know
Yep.
what? I've heard of these treatments. I had no idea how
Oh,
deep,
it's
what's going
best
on
thing.
here. And wow, it's almost a no-brainer if you want to tone up.
It is a no-brainer. It's a great way to accelerate your results when you're just starting to work out. It'll give you that boost. It'll build muscle really quickly. And it's a great way to combat the muscle wasting when you're on your weight loss meds. It's amazing. And when you're injured, using it on the functional side, um, there's a problem with when you're injured because you get disuse atrophy. What that means is when you're not using those muscles actively to their full range of motion, those muscles will start to shrink and atrophy if they've been injured. So we can combat that as well. We can use the device right over the joint. It'll penetrate deep into where the tendinous attachments are, cause those contractions. So you'll be able to not lose that muscle mass the way traditionally you would, right? And when you're injured and you can't go through full ranges of motion initially, so traditional physical therapy might be very difficult because you can't really do those exercises. We will do the M Sculpt Neo over the joint directly. It'll penetrate all the way down into the tendons, and you will not suffer with that loss of muscle, which creates a whole nother problem for people. So it's pretty incredible. It's amazing.
Wow.
It's game changing.
I just had a conversation with somebody yesterday. He's pretty fit, goes to the gym, uh, broke his wrist while he was at the gym. And this
Oh
was
wow.
um, a number of weeks ago. But long story short, he was doing flies on a ball in back of him, just to,
Oh wow.
for his core. The
Hmm.
ball went, whoosh, and his elbow went down to the floor, and he had the
Oof.
weight in his hand, and basically just shattered right there.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, when
that
he was
sucks.
describing, I'm like, oh my God,
Terrible.
I don't know if I'm going to the gym. So after hearing that, he's like, well, I haven't been there. They're telling me, you can get back to it, but you got to go really light on everything. Just don't stress your
Right.
body out. I'm imagining that this could make up where he may have lost or left off because of that injury, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Because it's so hard to build muscle. It's really easy to lose muscle, especially as we age, but it's so hard to build muscle. So a lot of times people never build the amount of muscle that they've lost when they are injured, and so on. So you'll even notice that there's imbalance. You'll see one side bigger than the other. If you've ever seen someone who tore their Achilles tendon, right? It's recovering from that is difficult. We take people after they have it surgically repaired, they don't have to do calf raises. They don't have to do any of those things. We put the device right, the paddle that's for the calves, right over the belly of the calf muscle, and they're contracting without having to affect the healing Achilles tendon. So it's pretty cool.
Crazy.
It's pretty
Hmm.
cool. Yeah, it's amazing. It's just
Let's
super
pivot it.
advanced.
I don't want to run out of time. Don't
No,
mean to
you're
cut you
good.
off. Let's go to the face. What's that treatment called?
That's called M-Face. So it has two different technologies in it as well. It's got the IFS, which is an electrical version that shortens, it stimulates the neurons that go to different parts of your face. So there's different pads that we use in different areas. There's one for the chin in the digastric area, which is the muscle right here, and it contracts that digastric muscle so that it gives you that shelf, but it also has radio frequency. And in the part that goes under the chin, it can burn that excess fat. So you don't have to look like a crazy person. Like when people go and get Kybella, they look like they've got a big thing under their neck and to burn the fat. And it's literally the only thing that will contract that digastric muscle, which is right through here. Which remember, as we age, it elongates and it atrophies. So if you can contract that back up, it will create that shelf. There's also pads that come through here that stimulate, the zygomaticus major and minor. It goes to the neurons, so it causes a shortening. It's literally like doing face yoga on steroids. There's also one that goes into the frontalis muscle up here, and now they've got a newer set of pads that go under the eyes that as we age again and our orbits expand, the muscles start to elongate and they push that fat pad forward. So with the one that we put on under the eyes, it causes those muscles to tighten and then it pushes the fat pad back. It's pretty cool.
Wow. So like if we worry about, the eye bags and things like that,
Yes.
while some people are buying those creams that really don't do anything, this is taking care of that. And when we say taking care of it, is it for a period of time? I would imagine probably not permanent because we're always changing, but what's going on there with the face?
So it treats the underlying structure, right? So when you're using creams and things like that, it's doing things for the skin. It's really not going to grow that muscle. It's not going to tighten the muscle and cause that lift the way that the M face does by building the underlying structure. So it's just incredible that you can give your face that workout. But then again, anything you're doing with muscle, including the neo, has to be maintained, right? So typically the results I've seen last about a year, maybe a little over a year. And it's just a good idea to do when get to a certain age, to do a series each year just to maintain your results.
Now, that being said, how long are the sessions? How many sessions? I guess everybody's different. Your goals are different, right?
Right. So what we've seen is that the sessions are 20 minutes long. That's pretty quick. And typically the protocol is if you're 40, you'd require 4 sessions, and then it goes up a session each decade of life. And that's how
I'm going to need 10.
You're 100. I don't know about that. I don't know if you're gonna need 10, but it's nice. There's no downtime, none. So you can literally get a treatment and go out for the evening. It's great. So
amazing.
It's pretty cool.
Thanks for sharing this. I've
for
heard
sure.
of these things, but never dug deep into it, never like fully understand it, radio waves, it is going to make, but that's about it. This is like super cool. And
it's so cool.
This is just some of the treatments that you have, some of the therapies at your center, located in Florida. What's your website?
It's thorpechiropractic.com.
And that's THORPE, correct?
Yep, you got it.
Beautiful. Thank you for today. What an eye opener.
You got to try this stuff. It's really great.
I got to get on a plane and get down there.
You do. You really do. Yeah.
Lorraine, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for today.
All right. Have a great day. Thanks, Steve.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.